super excited to be your host tonight. My name's Claire Black, for those that don't know who I am. I'm even more excited to be interviewing one of my business besties, Miss Charlotte Carslake. Babes, are you unmuted?
Yeah, I am.
Yay! Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this tonight. Thank you for everyone jumping on. I hope you have got pen and paper ready to take some notes. Just want to give a real brief intro into actually a little bit of a personal account of how I feel about Charlotte and her story. You know, we joined the business at exactly the same time, just on different teams. We didn't know each other. And your story has been a massive inspiration to me. So I know that everyone's going to get so much value from you tonight. And I think it's fair to say, you know, you've had 6 years now of incredible growth, but also a lot of struggle. Bear with me, I'm just going to mute everybody really quick. Let me quickly unmute you again. Sorry guys, if you're jumping on, can you just mute yourself? But yeah, so 2014 you joined the business and you rocketed all the way to IMD Club 100, which is insane in a really short period of time. Like 13 months to get to IMD is just mental. And again, like me, you got stuck there for 5 years, so the struggle was real. But you're back on track now and you're set to hit EMD. So can you just tell everyone, you know, give us a brief of your story, why you started, and why you're excited, what's happening with your business right now?
Yeah, cool. So I joined in April of 2014. When I joined, I didn't know anything about the business or what the business can do for you personally. I literally joined because I saw my upline posting on social media about having this amazing lifestyle, having freedom, going to all these amazing events, meeting new people. And I was like, right, I need to know more about this opportunity. Obviously, at the time, I was working as a full-time nanny, so my job was quite lonely, even though I absolutely loved what I did. It became quite lonely at times because obviously it was only me. So I joined the business because that's what I wanted. Like I wanted to meet new people, have fun, go to these events. And it just kind of like took off. Like some people say to me like, Charlotte, what did you do? Like I just loved what I did. That is all I did. I got myself on the products because I believed at the time, obviously, like how can I start a business without being on any of the products? And it just happened to be that when I first joined the business, my skin really badly broke out. So I was like, right, this is a perfect opportunity for me. Like it's a no-brainer. I'm getting myself on the premium capsules. Got myself on the premium capsules, loved the results that I was getting. The improvement with my skin was just amazing. So I got myself on them, absolutely loved them, shared my results on social media, and my business just took off. Like I didn't go out of my way to put full-time hours in. I was working full-time as a nanny, so I was working 8 till 6, like Monday to Friday. My hours are very long. I was just spending like an hour an evening on my phone, working, bringing in clients, following up with them, posting about my results, my skin results, and I just loved it. And then before I knew it, like I didn't really put myself under pressure. Because I loved what I was doing, I was just doing it naturally. So I was just posting on social media, talking to new people every day. And then before I knew it, I was going up, like literally up the promotions, getting the bonuses. And I was like, oh my God, like there is some massive potential in this business to change my life. And I just loved it. Like within the first few months of being in the business, I flew to Barcelona with the company. That was my first ever convention in Barcelona, and just the atmosphere, the energy, like it was just unreal. And I remember like going for dinners with my team, and we had the best time. And I came away and I was like, I can really change my life with this business. Like I can. The stories that I heard on stage just blew me away, and I just knew from that moment that this business could give me so much. And it wasn't just the materialistic things that the business could give me. Like I knew it could just help like me on a personal level, on a mental level. Like it could just change me as a person. So I ran with the business. I ran with it. I got myself to events because I just loved events. Like I loved the energy. I loved like mingling, meeting new people. And those that know me in the business know that I'm like that. Like I would go to an event and of an evening at the party, I would walk around mingling for hours on my own. Like I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I had so much fun doing it. So I joined in the April 2014. By the January of 2015, so literally just 9 months later, I went National Marketing Director. And then I went International Marketing Director in May of 2015, so just 13 months after joining. Don't get me wrong, like that is absolutely incredible. That is amazing. But to me, it wasn't, how can I word this? So it was amazing reaching that position in such a quick time, but it wasn't amazing in the fact that I felt personally that I didn't have enough time to learn and to take in what I was doing. So it got to a point in my business where I was going through a few personal problems. I kept hitting a few bumps in the road, and it was kind of knocking my confidence and my self-esteem. And I got myself into a really bad mindset. And that is all it came down to, was I got myself into this bad mindset where I felt like I couldn't do the business anymore. I wanted to quit. I wanted to give up. I didn't see the point of continuing. And my business dropped. And I'm not afraid to admit that. Like, I know there's other girls in the business that have felt the same way as me, and there was months when I felt that certain months were harder or things like that, and I did feel like quitting. I felt like I wasn't good enough anymore. There were certain months when I weren't bringing in as many customers as previous months, and it was all a bit like, oh my god, what am I doing wrong? And do you know what, when looking back now, I wasn't doing anything wrong. It was my mindset that was wrong. My whole mindset about like wanting to quit and wanting to give up and just being negative, like that is what was wrong. And then so like my business was absolutely phenomenal. Like, it was crazy, and I had a really, really fast ride, and I got the promotions. Like, I got to International Marketing Director, and I got the IMD bonus within that month's pay. So in one single month, I took home just over £24,000 in 1 month. And I was like, this isn't even real. Like, when that touched my bank, I remember being in absolute tears. And I just thought from that moment, like, do you know what? I can do this business. Like, it doesn't matter what comes my way, I can do it. And last year I had the biggest wake up call ever. Like, Claire knows this. Like, I've been on the phone to Claire, like in tears, like. And this is the thing as well that's amazing about the business, is you meet lifelong friends, and that is no word of a lie. Like, you meet people in this business that take you under their wing, that are there for you like day in, day out, that are on the same journey as you, but also are there for you like whenever you need them. And last year I had the biggest wake up call. So I got to a point where 2 years into my business with Juice Plus, and I was still working full time as a nanny, I was able to buy my house. I remember going to view a house. Like, I really wanted to move out of my parents' home, wanted to buy myself a home. At first I was looking at like 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom flats, and I was like, do you know what, like, no, I want more. Like, and I know that sounds quite greedy, but I was in a position where I could get more. And I thought, do you know what, like, I'm doing it. Like, I've worked my absolute arse off for 2 years, and that sounds crazy because it was literally 2 years I'd been in the business. And I went to go view a house, and it wasn't even built yet. It was like literally a mud pit. Like, there wasn't even 1 layer of brick. And I went to go view the show home. And I fell in love with it, and I was like, right, that is it. Like, I want to put a deposit down on my home. Like, I want this house. Like, there is no question about it. I want it. And the guy was like, okay, well, do you want to go away and have a think about it? Like, chat with your parents? And I was like, no, that's my home. Like, I want it. So obviously I like made a few phone calls to and from my mortgage advisor, and like trying to get approved and things like that. And I paid a £40,000 deposit there and then on my 4-bedroom house. And at the time I was 22 years old, and this business has done that for me. And don't get me wrong, like, that is absolutely amazing. Like, it really is life changing. But the thing that really, really opened my eyes was last year. And I don't like going into it in too much detail because it does like make me upset. But last year, I became a mum. I became a mum on the 1st of March to my little boy, and he's like the most amazing thing ever. Like, he's unbelievable. And the thing that meant the most to me is when I became a mum to him, I knew from that day onwards, I was not gonna ever need to leave him. Like, I would not have to leave his side. I got to be the mum to him that I always dreamt of being. And being a nanny, like, this might sound really weird. Like, I was in college for 3 years. I studied childcare, got my diplomas, became a nanny. I absolutely loved what I did, but I always had this like little feeling in my tummy that I didn't want to be that mum or that person to have to leave my child, like when I eventually had children. Don't get me wrong, he wasn't planned. It came completely unexpectedly, but I was in a position where I was like, do you know what, I don't have to go to work. I can be the most amazing mum. I can put all my time into my son. I get to watch his every single moment of the day. Like, I haven't missed a milestone. And that is just like literally incredible, like absolutely incredible. And I became a mum last year on the 1st of March. And then actually in April, my life literally came crashing down. And this is the bit where I don't like going into too much detail, but basically I nearly lost my mum. My mum got put into intensive care, and she was fighting for her life for 11 days in intensive care. She had to learn to walk again, talk again. And do you know what? It's another moment where, like, there'd been things that had happened to me previously. Like, obviously I'd had family members pass away, and the little boy that I actually nannied a few years before that got diagnosed with cancer. And like, I had all these things hit me. Like, honestly, if anyone was going through stuff, it was me. And I know that sounds a bit crazy, because I know everyone goes through stuff, but like, in such a short time, I had so much going on, and every time something went on, I took my foot off the gas and my business dropped. And last year I thought, like, I'm not going to let that happen. Like, I have to pull my finger out. I've got to stay focused. And do you know what? Like, it got the better of me, and my business did drop. And I got myself into a really bad place, and I became desperate. That's the truth of it. I got myself into a situation where it was desperation, and I needed this business more than ever. And I'd been in the business for like 5 years already, and I knew how much it could change my life, and knew how much it could change my family's life and do everything that we wanted it to do. And I knew that I had to grab it with 2 hands and run with it. And last year I remember having a phone conversation with Claire in absolute floods of tears, because I was desperate. I was petrified of losing my home. My business was falling out of my fingers. Like, I didn't know what to do, and I was constantly trying to pick myself up. And I just got myself into this rut where, where like you try and pick yourself up and you're like, I can't do this anymore. Like, how much more can I pick myself up and not see results? Like, I've got to do it. And I was grateful to be able to be at my mum's bedside every single day. I was grateful to be able to be the mum to Freddie that I wanted to be. And I was like, no, do you know what? That is it. I'm giving it my absolute all. And in a minute, I'll share with you figures. But do you know what? I don't even know what it was. I just woke up one morning and I was like, that is it. I need this business. Like, I need it. I need my home. I have a son, I have a home. Like, I will never ever let my home be taken away from me, like, ever. Like, I have worked my ass off for that. I deserve it. And more than anything, my son deserves it. Like, this is his home. And to say now that at the age of 16 months, like, he's got a home left for him is just unbelievable from this business. And I got myself into this really positive mindset, and I started to set myself a DMO every single day without fail. I set myself a DMO, and do you know what? There were days when I didn't keep to my DMO. There were things that I didn't get ticked off, and there's still days like that now. But instead of beating myself up over it, I would just add it onto the next day or the next day or the next day, and I would just constantly keep trying to put myself into a positive mindset. I got myself back on the products because personally, I felt like shit. Like, I just did. And I've never been one to gain loads of weight, and I've never needed to lose weight. But like, my skin has always been a problem, where if I get stressed or I feel under pressure, my skin breaks out and I just lack. I don't know what I lack, but it breaks out and looks horrendous. Like, this is the first time ever in lockdown that I haven't had extensions in my hair. Like, my hair has got so thick, so long. And I just changed everything. Like, I started to get into really good relationships with my team. There were team members where I had let go and I hadn't supported them in the way that I should have supported them. And do you know what? If it wasn't for my team and wasn't for every single person in my business, I wouldn't be where I am. It's as simple as that. Without a team, you have no business, and you don't have a future with the business if you don't have a team. And like, I now treat my team as if they're my family. Like, their success comes before mine, and I will stay up all hours pushing them, helping them, supporting them, whatever they need. I'll be there. When they message me saying, Charlotte, I can't do it, I'm like, yes, you can. Like, you can do it. And because I've been in that place, and do you know what? I've done this business on my own. Like I have, and you are your own boss. You don't need, this might sound a bit funny, but you don't necessarily need an upline to tell you what to do or how to do the business. You just need a friend. And that is what I try and be to my team, is a friend. That is what I am. I'm their friend. I don't tell them how to do it or when to do it or how to treat their team or their customers. I just try and get them to duplicate what I do. So I've definitely started to lead from the front, and I've not always done that. Like I did like, even my customers, like there was times when I'd bring in like 16, 17 customers a month, and it's like, I know my team are like popping up now at the bottom, like, Charlotte, we love you. But there was even times when I was bringing in like 16, 17 customers a month, and I was like not following up with them and checking in with them the way I should have. And again, like without customers, you don't have a business. Like your customers and your team are your family. Like they need to be looked after first. And that was a massive thing that I changed when I wanted to change my business. So I've gone from earning like absolutely insane money in this business. Like obviously I got my IMD bonus with my commission, which was like the biggest pay to date. Like I took home just over 24,000. But last year my business did drop. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I shared it with my girls at the beginning of the month, and I just found it like relatable. And if I can get one person on this call to kind of relate to me, or for them to know that it is possible to change your life, like you don't have to have been in this business for 6 years like me, like Claire. Like you could have only just been in this business for 2 months or 3 months. You can still feel stuck. Like we all get to that point where you feel stuck, right? I have felt like that so many times within the 6 years that I've been in the business. But one thing that I've never done is quit. And now I could not be any more grateful that I didn't quit. Like, yeah, okay, there has been times when I've wanted to, and I've actually wanted to like, no, I can't be bothered with this anymore. Like there has been blood, sweat and tears, and that is no word of a lie. Like month-end madness is crazy, but it is worth it. So this time last year, obviously when my business was at its lowest, I took home £598. That is what I took home in 1 month, right? So obviously going from earning like insane money to that was like, oh my God, like something has to change. I changed my business. I changed my mindset. I looked after my team. I looked after my customers. And this month alone, I took home just under 10 grand. That's without a bonus. That is solely commission and money in my bank without a bonus. I'm now on track to hit EMD this month, like literally on track, like it's in reaching distance of me, and I'm gonna make sure I get it. But that has changed in a year. Like in a year, I'm currently earning what it would have taken me like 6 months, 7 months to earn in my full-time nannying job. And I have just changed my mindset. That's the only thing I've changed. It's like I'm so driven now. And do you know what? I wake up every single morning, and the first thing I do is I write in my team chat like, morning, and we all work together, and they lift me up and I lift them up, and we just have like this massive connection now where we all just pick each other up. I know someone's writing at the bottom, I'm struggling with customers. I know we're going to touch up on that in a minute, but that's the most important thing, is just grab hold of your team and work with them, like treat them as family, and your business journey will just fly. It really will fly.
Do you know what? And this is why I love your story so much, because we always say, you know, you either join out of desperation or inspiration, and you kind of joined for inspiration at the beginning. Like you saw your upline flying, and you wanted that fun, you wanted that freedom. And then you've got to that point of desperation. And this is why I love it, because it's, you know, I've been there. I was stuck exactly the same time as you, 5 years stuck at NMD. And, you know, people are like, oh, yeah, it's all right because you're at NMD. But actually, when you're used to being so flying high, to have a crash in your business for whatever reason, it's really hard, and it really knocks your confidence. But, you know, we are proof that changing that mindset, and that's all it took really. Because I remember when we went for coffee when you were pregnant, and we were literally like, I can't do this business anymore, it's so hard. And I think now, oh my God, if I'd given up when I wanted to. And do you know what? Massive kudos to you though, because you've been a massive part in that to me. And, you know, you say you're a team player with your team. You know, this girl was up with me till 2:30, 3:15 at month end last month, doing all my calculations to make sure that I got IMD. You know, you are a massive team player, and I know that's why you're so successful. And I'll forever be grateful to you for that. So listen, we touched on customers. Obviously, we know you can't have a business. You can be a great recruiter, but if you don't know how to get a customer, you don't have a business. And you also touched a little bit on your DMO. So there's lots of new people on the call. What would you say your top tips for getting customers are? Just give us maybe 3 or 4 top tips, and just talk us through your DMO. And I know we touched on this a couple of weeks ago, actually. Everyone's DMO is going to be different. So if you're listening to this and like, oh my God, this wouldn't fit my life, it's cool. Just literally take a couple of little things that you can work with. If you could just share some of your tips in your DMO, that'd be great, babe.
Yeah, so basically, like, I used to write a really structured DMO. Like, that's how I used to work. And I used to write, like, follow 30 people on Instagram, 1 shake post a day, 2 result pictures a day. And that used to be my DMO, right? And I'm not going to lie, like, at the end of the day, it was like, hold on a minute, I've got 2 things ticked off. Like, this just isn't working. So when I got myself back into this positive mindset, and obviously then I became a mum and I had Freddie, my priority is Freddie. Like, this business, Freddie's first, business is second, and I have to make this business work around him. So now the way I do it is I do like a negotiable list. So I have to follow my negotiables, and I don't split my business to my daily life. I combine the two. Because I do have a brain of a sieve, right? Like, if I go shopping, I have to write a list because I guarantee to walk out without something. Like, that's just me. I have to have a list. I have to have something in front of me. So now I've just combined my daily lifestyle in one. So basically what I do, every single morning I wake up, the first thing that I do is I write morning in my team chat. Like, without fail, every single day I write morning to them. Then obviously I go down, I get, like, Freddie wakes up, I go downstairs, give him breakfast, get him changed for the day, get his nappy changed, and me and him have a solid half hour, 45 minutes of mummy and son playtime. Once we've had that solid half hour, 45 minutes of me and him playtime, I will then set him up with whatever it is, toys, or like, I just get everything out for him to make a mess, to play with. I don't like mess, but I just let him get on with it. And I have a solid 45 minutes to an hour of work. And don't get me wrong, like, I get mum guilt. I do get really bad mum guilt. And if there's any mums on the call that work from home, you work around your babies, like, you will get what I mean here. Like, you get mum guilt, right? You feel bad because your baby's running around at your legs, wanting your attention, but at the same time, you're trying to get work done. I would rather have mum guilt and have my little boy at home, being happy, being safe, being with me, where I can watch him, what he's doing, and still be able to work on my business, than have to wake up at 6, 7 in the morning, drop him off at childcare, then go to work, miss a whole day with being with him, and then have to go back, pick him up, come home, and then it's the mad rush of bath and bed, and then I haven't got to see him. So I then have, like, my time of where I work. Yeah, don't get me wrong, sometimes he's tugging at my leg, or he'll do a poo or whatever, and I have to go change him. That's mum life. Like, that is mum life. I have to work around my business. I'll then have, like, time where I then have lunch with him. Like, we have lunch together, so we'll have lunch together. I'll then have a bit of time with him, and then he goes down for his afternoon nap. By the time he's gone down for his afternoon nap, that is my time to work. Like, don't get me wrong, housework can be done whenever I fit it in. Like, sometimes I quickly whiz the Hoover around, or if I know Dane's on his way home from work, my partner, he'll ring me and be like, oh, hi, I'm just on my way home. Okay, great. Quickly get the Hoover around, pretend like I've actually done the housework all day. But that time when he goes down for his afternoon nap, that is my time to work. And I will spend that solid time working. So what I'll do is, I've got broadcast list on WhatsApp. If you don't have them, I highly recommend them. It is one thing that has massively changed my relationships with my customers. So every single month, I go onto my WhatsApp, you go on broadcast list, you can create a broadcast list for all your customers. So all you do is you have to save your customer's number into your phone, like just into your contact list, go onto your WhatsApp, create a broadcast list, tick all your customers that you've brought in for, say, the month of July so far. And then I send a message. So I'll send a message in the broadcast list, and the best thing about it is, you know, like on Facebook, if you send a message in a group, it goes out as a group. So when then someone replies, everyone sees that reply. With a broadcast list on WhatsApp, when you're sending a message, even though it looks like you're sending it out as a group message with like 10 or 15 people in that broadcast list, it actually sends them on WhatsApp as an individual message from you. So they can't see anyone else that's in the group. When they reply, it comes to you as one message from them. And it has changed my relationships with customers. Like, I do it every other day. I drop a message in there. Do you know what? If they don't reply, that's fine. I get customers where they sign up, they get on the Sachets, get on the Capsules, get on the Lift, whatever it is, and they don't reply. That's fine. Don't let it knock you back. You're doing your job right. You're checking in with them. That's the most important thing. So if you don't do broadcast lists, honestly, I highly recommend it. Like, I really, really recommend doing it, because it does change your relationship. I know a lot of people are asking, like, I don't know how to create a broadcast list. I have no idea. Like, if you do need help then, and you need to message me or anything like that, like, you can. But one thing that I found really hard is when I was bringing in so many customers, like, I use Instagram and I use Facebook, and one thing that was becoming really difficult for me was managing, like, how to find them on Facebook. Sometimes I was typing their name and they've deactivated Facebook, or I couldn't find them, or I find them on Instagram and then they changed their username and I couldn't find them and I thought they had disappeared. So a broadcast list is absolutely amazing and definitely changes relationships with customers. And then obviously Freddie then wakes up from his nap. So then again, it's mummy and Freddie time before obviously his dinner. So then we have playtime. My phone goes up on the side. I don't look at my phone. Like, even though, like, my team might be writing in the chat, they know my daily routine. They know I'm a mum. They know I have Freddie. And we have a team admin group. So if anyone needs any help, like, they always write something in there or write something in the chat. And the girls are amazing at helping one another. And we all have different, like, daily lifestyles, daily routines. And there's always someone free that can help someone else answer questions. So then it's like mine and Freddie time. Then Freddie has his dinner, so I give him his dinner, and then his dad comes home from work, and then his dad kind of takes over, does Freddie's bath and puts him to bed, and then that's my time again to work. So by the time he's gone down to bed, I've got, don't get me wrong, like, he's an absolute little angel. Like, he goes down at 7, doesn't wake up till like 7:30, 8 the next morning, but that is my time to work, and I do it every single day. And every day I check in with my clients, I check in with my team, I'll make sure I post on Facebook, I'll make sure I post on Instagram. There's some days where I might not post anything on Facebook, or I might not post anything on Instagram. It doesn't mean I'm not working. I'm always talking to customers, I'm always talking to new people, I'm always talking to my team. Sometimes I do one-to-ones with my team. We do our team Zooms on a Sunday night. We do the odd power hour. So I'm always doing something, but I've just found that combining my daily routine into my business routine just works so well for me. I don't know where that's coming from. But don't get me wrong, like, it won't always work for everyone. And this is also a massive thing. You have to trust with the times. Like, when I first joined the business, I worked full time. I was a nanny. I worked 8 till 7. My tribe back then was people working within the same industry as me, was nannying. Does anyone know Charlotte's Instagram? So my business Instagram is _Charlotte C and then kiss. So, like, back then my tribe was obviously nannies, and then when obviously I left my full-time nannying job and then I got pregnant, my tribe then changed again because I was now pregnant. So I was targeting pregnant mums. There you go, Sammy's just wrote my Instagram down there if anyone needs it. But I was like that, my tribe then changed again. So I always change with the times. And now obviously I'm a mum to a 16-month-old boy, and my tribe still changes as I go along. Like, as he gets older, my tribe changes to mums of toddlers, or to mums of boys, or to mums that have boys that play football. Like, my tribe will always change, and that is one thing that I would really, really recommend. It's exactly the same as, like, if you find Facebook isn't working for you, go to Instagram or go over to Twitter. Don't get me wrong, I've never ever understood how to use Twitter, so I cannot give you any tips on that, but always change what you're doing. Like, I personally swear by Instagram. I bring in all my customers every single month by Instagram. I might bring the odd one in via Facebook, but I love Instagram. But then when I first joined the business 6 years ago, Facebook was my number one go-to, but now I'd say my number one go-to is Instagram. So always change with the times. Another top tip I could give on getting customers is, obviously, the obvious, be a product of the product. Like, you have to be a product of the product. And do you know what?
Oh, that's fine. I was trying to teach my mum how to do
you don't have to be.
That was an absolute nightmare. She kept sending me just selfies of her face without any.
Sorry.
You don't have to be like, you don't have to have loads of money to get yourself on the products. Like, you don't. We have berry capsules, which are obviously cheap and affordable. We have boosters, which are cheap and affordable. We have the uplifts, which now you can get 30 sachets instead of 60. Like, there are ways around it. Like, you do not have to go out there and spend a lot of money on the products. Find one product that works for you. If you're a mum, get yourself on the energy drink. Post about it. Do you know what? If you don't necessarily like the taste, change it. Mix it with squash. Blend it with ice, make it into a slush puppy. Like, I know loads of my girls do that. If you can't stomach the boosters being mixed into a glass of water, empty the sachet into your mouth first and down it with water. Like, there's always a way around everything, and being a product of the product is the one thing that will get you customers. Like, I cannot explain that enough. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why. Honestly, I can't stomach the vanilla complete. I absolutely swear by the chocolate, but then I tried the vanilla complete one day with the chocolate soya milk, and it just tastes like the chocolate complete. So now I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I have vanilla and I have chocolate, and I can make it chocolate. So it's just like, just be a product of the product. Post it out there. If you're a little boy, or if you have a little girl, if you have children, get them on the products, get them on the chewables, let them try your shake. Like, I can't have a shake without Freddie robbing mine. Like, he will steal my shake, he will spill it down him, he'll get it everywhere, he'll try and give it to the dog. Like, that is my life. But I post about it. Just be very open about what it is, about what you do, because people buy into you. They don't buy into what it is that we're posting. They buy into you as a person, and it's exactly the same as the business. Like, people will join the team because of you, because of who you are and the person that you are and the lifestyle that you've got. So just be you, be real. Like, and I know if you're new to the business, and I know I felt like this, I don't know if you felt like this, Claire, but when I first joined the business, I felt like I had to be someone that I wasn't, right? Like, everyone that I'd kind of spoken to in the business, like, was quite posh, didn't really swear. When they got on stage, they spoke like really professional, and I was like, oh my god, this just isn't me. Like, what if I swear, or what if something comes out the wrong way? But you know what, that's me. And I remember speaking on stage for the first ever time, like, I was so nervous, my belly was like spinning, had knots in, and I remember Simon Bowler giving me a glass of champagne backstage, and I was like, Simon, I think that's the wrong idea. Like, I don't think you should do that, because I'm going to get on stage now and make an absolute prat of myself. And I got up on stage, and do you know what, I did swear. And I remember coming off like, oh my god, Charlotte, someone said to me, oh my god, Charlotte, you've made me feel so comfortable. Like, you actually swore on stage. I didn't think I could swear. And just be you. Like, be on. You don't have to change. You do not have to change who you are as a person to make your business successful. Like, you don't. Be yourself, be real, be honest. If you have a bad day, share it. We're all human. Like, when I have a bad day, if for whatever reason, if Freddie's teething and has had a really bad night's sleep, like, I share it. People will relate to that. I am not a perfect person. Like, I might look perfect up here, but down here I've got pajama bottoms on. Like, I'm a real person. Like, it's me. I'm a mum. 9 times out of 10, I've got dribble or sick down me. Like, just be you.
I think, do you know what? And I swear to God, that's why I never get asked to speak on stage, because my mouth is terrible. I've been holding my tongue all night. But do you know what? It's so true. And I think a lot of people, when you come into the business, it can be kind of so daunting, because there's so many different personalities of people that are doing well. And you're like, well, they're doing this, then maybe I should be like that. And you kind of get a little bit lost with it. Because I know, looking back on my memories of the things I used to post, I'm like, who even was I back then? I have no idea. It's so cringe. But actually, a really good tip for anyone who is really new, if you're struggling for things to post, think of 5 things that you love outside of Juice Plus. It could be dogs, could be horses, could be going out with your friends. That's not really relevant right now because we can't go out. But, you know, think of, if you're a mum, think of 5 different things, and make sure you post something about that every day. And then just whack a couple of Juice Plus posts out in between. And then you kind of get your personality shining through without it being kind of like an overload of Juice Plus stuff. And can I just quickly touch on, you said about the broadcast list. I just want to add something in with that. Broadcast list absolutely transformed my business. I started using them probably the beginning of January. I started using them. And for anyone who doesn't have any customers, and you're like, well, I don't have any customers, so I can't use a broadcast list. This is how I got customers, okay? So what I posted on my Facebook, listen, we're about sharing the mission, inspiring healthy living. So it's not just about taking products, it's about eating right alongside it. It's about good nutrition. So what I would post on my Facebook when I shared my food was like, when I used to get likes or comments, I'd say, hey guys, I offer a free daily inspiration WhatsApp. If you want me to add you to the list, let me know. And then what I would do is I'd inbox them my phone number, get them to send me a WhatsApp, and then I'd add them to a broadcast list. And I use my list. I post about 3 to 4 times a day. I have one for potentials, which has currently got about 60 people on it. So I regularly post who wants daily food inspiration, because I don't always put it on my profile. And then I have one for customers. I share the same stuff to both lists. So when I have my shake in the morning, the people on the potentials get the picture of my shakes. When I do opportunity calls, I do a promotion post. I flip between the two, like I share everything with the potentials as well. So if you don't use a broadcast list, it's such a good tip. And honestly, I get so many customers because I'm always sharing my products alongside my food every single day. So it's a really, really good tip. So thanks for those, babes. That was fantastic.
One thing to touch up on, like one thing that I did, and I did this from day one in the business, and some people, like, you might not have the confidence to do it, but like, I can see there's a few faces on here, like you, Claire, I can see Millie, like they're people that aren't in my team, right? So like Claire doesn't bring anything to my business, like neither does Millie, but they're two girls that I met at an event because I took myself out of my way to go and mingle. Like there are going to be, like, and I'm just going to say this straight because it's the same for every single person, like it doesn't matter where you work or what you do as a job, there are going to be people that you don't get on with, right? There's going to be uplines, downlines, sidelines that you might not necessarily work with 110%. You might feel like they don't understand you or you don't understand them. It's the same in every single work industry. If there is someone in the business that you can relate to, or you like what they post, or you feel like you'll just be able to work with that person, drop them a message. Like the amount of times I've had people message me like, Charlotte, I know I'm not a part of your business, but please can you help me with this, or can you help me with this? That I will go out of my way, and Claire knows this, that I will go out of my way, I will go above and beyond to help any single person in the business, whether you're in my team or you're not in my team, because do you know what, we are all on the same mission, we all work together. And like there's been times when I've helped Claire, like I've helped Millie, like I know Millie has sent me voice notes before, like Charlotte, if it wasn't for a call, I did a call like years ago about clubs, and I remember her sending me a voice note like, do you know what, if it wasn't for that call, like you have inspired me to come back, like, and I will never ever forget when she said that to me. And you can change someone else's life that is in this business. It is as simple as that. Like go out there and make new friends, like just be proud to be a part of the business. And if there's people that you bring into the team, and don't get me wrong, I've had them, like I've got my girls on the call, so I'm not talking about them because they're in the business, but I've had people join the team, right, that sign £50 and don't do a single thing, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so frustrating. But do you know what, don't let it beat you up, like don't let it knock you down. John Holowati always said to me, like if you bring someone into the business and they don't want the business as much as you, go and find more. And that is my attitude. If you bring someone in and they just don't want the business as much as you, and you can see that like you're having to spoon feed them and do everything for them, like don't waste your time. Like I will spend a certain amount of time helping my team get to SP level. As soon as they're at SP level, like I feel personally that they should be independent enough to build their own business, right? If I feel like someone just isn't working with me or isn't wanting the business enough, like don't spend all your time and taking as much energy and some time out, because believe it or not, it can be really demotivating for you, and you can be like, oh my god, what am I doing wrong? Like why is this person not working? Like go and find people that do want this business, go and find people that will change your life and you can change their life, and go and meet new people. Like I know at the moment we're in lockdown, we can't go to conventions like and things like that, but when you do get to the next convention, honestly, have a drink, walk around and mingle. Like that is what I used to do, and I used to feel like such a weirdo. Like I really did. I used to feel like, oh my god, what if people look at me like, who is this weirdo coming to talk to me? But I used to just walk around and have a laugh with people and have a drink, and like I would be that crazy person standing at the bar like, oh, would you like a Jaeger bomb? Like that was me.
Yes, please.
But honestly, it's changed my life, and the people that I'm closest to in this business are within my team, but are also massively outside of my team. Like I have the best of friends that are sidelines in this business, and we, like Claire said, we all help each other. Last month, I set an alarm for 2:45 in the morning to help Claire check her report. Like it was crazy, and that's what this business is about. Like you can make the best of friends, and everyone is on the same journey. So don't feel like demotivated if you're finding a 1 month hard or can't bring it, if you're finding that you can't recruit or can't bring in customers. Like it's fine. Everyone feels like that. I feel like that 6 years in. Like, anyone that's been in this business can feel like that. Just keep going, because it will happen. Sometimes you have to go like that extra mile, and you have to kind of get it out there. But the one thing that I say to all my team, like, if you're looking for customers, get your personal results out there, be proud of them, be happy, be open with them, and also share other people's results. Because if people are wanting to lose weight, they aren't going to know that you're promoting a product to help them lose weight if you're not showing weight loss results. So share it on your page. Make sure your page looks like you're promoting that. But also as well, like, I always say to myself, if I wasn't doing Juice Plus, what would I be posting on social media? Because you can get yourself into kind of like a routine where you feel like your whole page has to be Juice Plus, Juice Plus, Juice Plus, Juice Plus, Juice Plus. It doesn't. On my Facebook, I don't mention the word Juice Plus once. No one would look at my Facebook and know that I do Juice Plus, because I don't talk about it. I promote what I do. So I share results of girls that have got results from Juice Plus. I do, but I never say Juice Plus in the script that I write about it. And I just post normal stuff. Like, if I'm having like a walk with Freddie, I will post it, because as well, that's like an indirect recruitment post, right? So if I'm out on a walk with him and I get to spend time with him, that's an indirect recruitment post. Someone will look at that and be like, how does she always go out with her little boy? Like, where does she find the time? Like, even like when my mum was in hospital, I had all the freedom in the world to get up and to go, like, to be with my mum. Holidays, if I wanted to right now, okay, I know the situation's different right now, but if I wanted to, I could book a holiday and go next week. I don't have to worry about taking holiday off work. I don't have to worry about holiday pay or none of that. Like, I live life on my terms. That it's as simple as that. And you have to share about that. Keep reflecting on, if you weren't a part of Juice Plus, what would you be posting about? What would you be sharing on Facebook if you wasn't doing Juice Plus? Because I'm pretty sure we would all be posting something on Facebook, because that's what social media is there for. And sometimes I do scroll back and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I used to post stuff like that. Like, how cringe. But it worked for me back then. And I'm like, no, there's no way I could reuse that post. But while I'm on the topic of reusing posts, I always tell my team to do this. So say you put something up on Instagram, like say I was to put something up on my Instagram story tonight, right? That only stays on your Insta story for 24 hours. In that 24 hours, I have over 4,000 followers on my Instagram. In that 24 hours, them 4,000 people aren't going to see that post, because you have different audience at different times of the day. People are active at certain times. Like, I'll be lucky if I get like 600, 700 views, right? So that's already nearly like 3,400 people that haven't seen it. So reuse your stuff. Don't feel like you can only post one result picture of one person once and then never reuse it again. Like, you can. And if I've posted it on my Facebook, I'll just go back and I'll delete it off my Facebook wall and repost it like a week later or 2 weeks later. You can always repost things, because even though you might believe that, oh, but what if the same people see it? Yeah, but what if people see it that haven't seen it? What if one person sees it that wants to lose weight, that didn't see it before, but now see it the second time or the third time or the fourth time?
So true. And do you know what? I think it's really important. Somebody's actually just posted on there, they haven't got any customers yet. Let me tell you, and this is why I love doing calls like this, especially kind of halfway through the month, because we're 2 weeks into July now, so we're halfway through. The magic really it changes literally hour on hour within this business. And for me, we were doing a new starter training call yesterday, and I had somebody flash up on a message as I was sharing my screen and teaching the girls how to use my Facebook office and some groups. And it was somebody who I'd added in 2017. She'd never messaged me before, but she commented and said, I watch all your lives. I'd love some more information. You might put those posts out on Facebook and think, oh my God, no one's interested because no one's liking it. But people still watch. So it's so important to open your shop. And that's how you need to view your Facebook, okay, or your Instagram or whatever platform you use. It's your shop window. And you need people to come past that shop and see, like what they see, so they can come in. It doesn't have to be Juice Plus all the time. Like you said, Charlotte, you need to be relatable, and that's by sharing your life. And for me, and I know this is how you do it, I use my Facebook as a diary. I'm not massive on Instagram. I'm still kind of learning that. My brain doesn't compute with too many platforms, but for me, Facebook's king. And on the same note of, sometimes, I average around 20 to 30 new clients every single month. I've always been really good at getting customers, but halfway through the month, I've only got like 7 customers at the moment, but I know the back end of the month, everything changes, and it changes because of the consistency of everything I've posted leading up to that. So don't ever get into that rut where you're like, oh, I'll put some posts out, there's no point, no one's watching it, and I'll leave it for a few days and then think I'll pick it up at the end of the month, because this is when you need to put the work in. This is when you need to build that consistency up, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I could not agree with that anymore. Like, I've had times in my business where, like, I've been working, and then I work, like, say, like, obviously what we're on now, the 14th of the month, so I could potentially work for 14 days. If I haven't brought in a customer, like, it used to make me feel really crap, and I would take my foot off the gas, but then there would be months where I'd work the whole month and I would see results, and then I'd beat myself up and be like, oh my god, why do I do this to myself? Like, why do I only put 50% in? Because when I put 100% in, or even 90% in, I see the results. Like Claire said, she's brought in 7 sales. I brought in 4 sales, like, personally myself, but I will stay consistent because I know month end is so important. And like, there's one time, like, back in December, on the last day of the month, I brought in 16 customers on the last day of the month. On the last day of the month in December, I brought in 16 customers, and that was due to being consistent every single day through the month. And even though there was times when I was like, oh my god, I'm not getting any customers, like, what am I doing wrong? I stayed consistent, and then people were messaging me. And one thing as well, I know I said this on Claire's Monday motivation call that I did for her a few weeks ago. One thing I've massively changed is my follow-ups. Like, if I get into a conversation with someone about the product or even about the business, and like, I guarantee we've all had this, right? So if someone messages you and like, oh, can you give me a bit more info on what it is you do? You send them the information and then they read it and ignore it, yeah? Like, I guarantee you everyone's had that. They have wrote you for a reason. That person has shown interest for a reason. And go back and message them. So I will go back at least once a week and message that person, and I will not stop messaging that person until they either delete me, block me, say yes or say no, because they have messaged me for a reason. They've gone out of their way to message me and to come into my inbox. It could be that you're sending a reply at a really bad time of the day for them. They could be in the middle of sorting their children or rushing around the house or at work, and they just can't reply to you right then. So it could not even be their fault. It could be the fact that you have just simply messaged them at a wrong time of the day. They haven't got the time to reply, or they've quickly read it, or like, they're driving, they've quickly read it and completely forgot. Like, sometimes they need reminding, right? I know this because I'm really bad. Like, I was supposed to get my car booked in for a service, and luckily I did it. And the sales guy that I went through with Audi, he messaged me and he was like, hi Charlotte, just to let you know, your car's booked in for, like, it's due for a service. I read it, ignored it. And then he messaged me again and was like, hi Charlotte, just to let you know, like, your car must be coming up for a service now. Like, has your light come on? I read it, ignored it. And then he messaged me again and I was like, oh my God, I need to book it in. But it's because the few times prior to that he had messaged me, it just happened to be that I was either in the middle of feeding Freddie or in the middle of bathing Freddie, and I didn't have the time to reply to him. So don't think for 1 minute that person's ignoring you because you're doing something wrong or they're no longer interested. If they're no longer interested, they will find the time to write no thanks, or they will block and delete you. If they block and delete you, it's fine. Find more. Like, that is the attitude that I have now got. Like, if I get blocked and deleted, like, I laugh about it because I know I'm doing my job right. Like, I'm going out there, I'm talking to enough people. So a block and a delete doesn't really care. Like, I don't care about it. I don't lose sleep over it. But
do you know, sorry, I was just going to say as well, I think we take for granted, you know, we are on our phones all the time. So we think, and we're always on social media, so we just assume everybody else is. So when people do ignore us, or, you know, it happens all the time. And like you said, it's so true. Like, for me, I'm super busy. I'm one of them people, I'll see a message, I'm like, I'll reply to that in a minute. And it'll be when my mate texts me again 2 weeks later. I'm like, fuck, I didn't reply. Like, I feel really bad. But that's what our customers are like. People aren't on social media all the time like we are. But what you have to do, and what you said about not getting it into your head, like, don't take it personal. If someone says no, it's never a no to you. It's just a no to the product or the business. So don't take it personal, because I think that's where I got a little bit lost along the way. You know, had a few knockbacks. I lost 2 Q&MD legs at one point to another company, and I was just like, well, they've left because of me. He's like, no, they left because they weren't being fulfilled in like what they wanted. Their goals weren't being met, or for whatever reason. But I really took it personal, and I for a long time let that affect me. And now, exactly what you said, that little switch of a mindset is, and somebody just asked actually if it's a not at the moment, is that a no? And I'm like, no, not at the moment, it's just not right now.
No, yes, I literally love that. But even like I keep telling my team at the moment, like when we first went into lockdown, right, the whole country went into lockdown. Like there was nothing anyone could do other than sit at home on social media and eat food and watch crap on telly. That is what the world was doing back then. Like even like the last couple of weeks, like a few girls have been like, oh, is it a bit quiet, or is it me? No, it is getting a bit quiet, but it's because normality is kicking in. Like people are going back to work, children are going back to school, like normality is happening. Like reality is coming back, and people are getting busy. And this is where you need to change your times when you're working, because I found like when obviously I was at the beginning of lockdown, I was working like all hours because everyone was sitting on social media. Like I would get by 11 o'clock in the morning, I would have like over 2,000 views on my Instagram stories. Now by 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm lucky to even have like 50, because the times have changed. And I always keep saying to my team, like, if you feel like you're not getting anywhere, or your Insta stories aren't getting as many views, or your Facebook stories aren't getting as much interaction, or people aren't replying to you, it's just because their daily lifestyle and their daily routine has changed. Like choose your time wisely when you work. Like you don't have to put 24 hours into this business. You don't. I built my business up to IMD level. I went IMD in Club 100 13 months into this business, and I was working as a full-time nanny. So I built that up whilst working full-time. Like I don't deal with anyone that gives I've got no time as an excuse, because if I could build my business up at IMD level, Club 100 level, working 13 months into the business whilst working full-time, and like I said earlier, like my nannying job was no ordinary nannying job. Like I didn't just go to work at 8 and finish at 6 and could shut off and go home. Like the little boy that I nannied got diagnosed with neuroblastoma, like one of the most aggressive forms of children cancer. He got diagnosed with that, and my hours went on like there was nights when I had to stay, and I had to go to the hospital, and like I had no signal on my phone. Like my nannying job changed drastically, and I still made this business work for me. Like I still did it. And you just have to be wise with your time. Like you don't have to put 24 hours into this business to be successful and to be a PMD plus. Like you just have to spend the time that you just have to use the time that you spend on this business wisely. That is all you have to do, and you have to be like consistent with that time. So it's like I said, when Freddie goes down, like when Freddie's having a playtime in the morning, I will spend that hour to work. Like, and when he goes to bed, I might not sit on my phone all night long, because you know what, like I do want to have a life as well. Like I want to have time with my partner. Like I want to be able to switch off and watch a movie, and I can do that. Like our businesses enable us to do that. Like we can have family time. If I want to switch off and watch a movie and like eat a bar of chocolate and drink hot chocolate in peace, like I can do that, because the business enables me to do that. It's given me that freedom to do that. So like it's just crazy, like little things, like being able to like turn around and say like this business has changed my life to the point where I don't have to worry about going back to work. I don't need a 9 to 5 in my life. This business has set me up, like massively set me up. And I would be an absolute fool, not to anyone else, but to myself, to not grab it with 2 hands and run with it. Like,
can I just add to that just before I forget, because I know what my brain's like. When you were saying, you know what I'm like, I have to quickly jump in. But with the current situation, how it is, you know, lockdown hit, and like you said, people are at home eating, they had loads of time on their hands on social media. And as the lockdown's lifted, this is where your mindset really needs to kind of get switched on, right? People are going back to work. Yes, that's very, very true. People are kind of not going to be on social media as much. But we have the solution to 2 of the world's biggest problems, okay? People need to get healthy. That is not going to change. There is a chance that this virus could spike. There's a chance that another pandemic, like now that it's happened once, you know, this could happen again, and people need these products. And secondly, people need our business. You know, people have been furloughed, so they need more money. If people are going back to work now, they've actually spent 4 months at home, and they're like, do you know what? what, I wouldn't mind staying at home a little bit longer. And we have the solutions to that. So don't think because lockdown's lifted, oh, you know, that was our chance now, you know, we should have took advantage back then. If you flick that mindset around, you can build a massive, and I mean massive, business. So keep that in your forefront of your mind. You know, we have the solution to two of the biggest problems, and I truly believe that. And I really, really think that is what has been the key to the growth in my business, because I know, oh, hand on heart, I used to get ill. I had cancer when I was 20, so I had my lymph nodes removed. I could catch a cold off you on this Zoom call, right? Not even being in the same room. I was ill all the time until I started taking these products, and I've not had one cold or flu ever since. So my faith in the products is bulletproof. I don't care that we're not allowed to make medical claims. I know how I feel, and I know that I've not been ill since been taking these products. So I know that's why I will always share it. So find your story, find what it is that you love about the products. It doesn't matter what is going on in the outside world, because there is something for everybody with the products. So it doesn't matter if people are going to be at work, you can catch them at night time, you can get up earlier. And this is exactly what you said, Charlotte. Like, I built my business to national marketing director in the nooks and crannies of my day when I was still working full time. So it can be done. So even if you personally have to go back to work, you can make it work. You know, everything's online. Like, the world is waking up to everything being online and being so available. If this was 6 months ago, trying to get potentials on a Zoom call was near on impossible. It was so hard because people didn't know what Zoom was. People used to say to me, when are you going to get a proper job? I've still got mates who say it now. Now, though, like, the majority of people now realize that we're actually quite smart. You know, we're with a company that have thought about this so many years ago. We're so ahead of the game. So just remind yourself what you do. You work online and you have an amazing health product. We're in a pandemic right now, or coming out the other side of it. People need us. They absolutely need us. So just to touch on both, because I feel we've almost up an hour now. We've got some great tips on getting customers, so thank you for those. We've talked about your DMO. Just talk a little bit about recruitment.
I have got a recruitment top tip that I need to share before I lose it.
Let's talk
I said to Claire even earlier, like over WhatsApp, I was like, there's things that come to my head and then I forget to say them, and then you get off the call and you're like, why didn't I say this? It's the same when you got up on stage, like you planned so much what you want to say, and you get off, you're like, oh, I forgot everything that I was going to say. But no, just one massive recruitment tip that has massively changed my business recently is if somebody messages me about the product, so if I have a customer that is talking to me about the products, that wants to obviously buy them, I know everyone calls the packages different, that's fine, like we all have different names for them, but say someone wants to order, so I call it the body transformation package. So it's the premium capsules, the boosters and the shakes, right? If someone messages me and wants to buy them, and I'm getting into like a really good conversation with them, I've built up a relationship with them. When they turn around to me and they're like, oh, can I go ahead, please? And I'm like, yeah, of course you can. When I've got that secure sale about to go through to my business, I drop the business opportunity to them. The reason why is because our bonus scheme has just changed. Like the first promotion now comes with an £80 bonus. Like when I first joined the business 6 years ago, my first promotion never came with a bonus. Like when I hit partner plus back then, that didn't come with an £80 bonus. Like I just got there and that was it. My next bonus came with SP, which back then was SDD, and I offer them the business opportunity. The reason why is I simply I send them a simple message just saying, can I just let you know that please don't take offense to this message, but I'd just like to offer you the business opportunity. As you want to order the body transformation package yourself, you could actually earn so-and-so in commission. I've got it all written down. I don't know figures off the top of my head, but you can earn this much in commission, and you're already halfway to earning your first promotion and getting your first bonus. The minimum that you could be taking home your first month is £160. I've had team members that turn around and go and say to me, oh, do you know what? I don't think the business is really for me. And I'm like, oh no, that's absolutely fine, hon, like no worries. I still know that person is going ahead and ordering because I've built the relationship up, we've had the conversation going, and they're ready to process their order. So either way, I've got an order. Exactly the same if someone wants to order shakes and boosters off me, I will build up the relationship to get the sale about to go through my business. But then before I secure the sale and seal the deal, I will drop the business opportunity at them and say to them, you do know you can join the business. it is a £50 sign-up fee, but actually you'll be earning commission back on your own orders, and you're already a part of the way to earning your first promotion and getting your first bonus. It is a no-brainer. The worst thing that is going to happen is they're going to say no, but they will still order the products for you. You have nothing to lose. Like, please do not feel scared. Like, when I joined the business 6 years ago, yeah, I did feel a bit scared about dropping the business opportunity in. And you know what? You don't have to have been in this business for 6 years to drop the business opportunity in. You do not have to have a business story. If you're new to the business, or you've only been in the business a couple of days, couple of weeks, or couple of months, you don't have to have this really long-winded, life-changing business story. You can have a simple story about how the products has changed your life, or how you've earned an extra £100, £200 a month, or how you're a mum now, being able to work around your children. So just be comfortable with offering the business opportunity. If they say no, they say no. Go and find more. But that's massively helped me and my team on recruitment.
Yeah, do you know, John did a live, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and it was about not being apologetic. And I used to do this, and he was so right. He was like, I'd message people and go, oh, look, I'm really sorry to bother you. You know, it might not be for you. And it's like, why are we so like scared to offer people this? It's absolutely life-changing. Like, if someone says no, that's fine, but like you said, you've planted the seed, and that's what we need to do. We need to be like more proud of what we do, and more proud of how life-changing. And there could just be, and I'm telling you, and this is complete honest, guys, I've had people on my chicken list, like we write these little lists out of people that we want on our business, and there have been 3 through lockdown that I've wanted to message about the business and I haven't, and they've all joined network marketing companies through lockdown, and no one has kicked themselves bigger than I did on those days when I saw that. I was like, oh, I should have just messaged them. And I don't know why I didn't. So stop being scared of messaging people, because you literally have a golden ticket to change their life. So Charlotte, with recruiting, do you have a particular DMO? Like, how often do you put recruitment posts out? Do you do opportunity calls? What do you do?
So I put a recruitment post out every Sunday and every Monday, because obviously Monday evening, we have our opportunity call. With Natalie Young. So I'll always like build an interest in that leading up to 24 hours prior to that. And then obviously I know, Claire, you do one on a Tuesday morning, which me and my girls jump on. Again, I would post about that. My team as well recently have just created a new Facebook group called the Trust the Magics of New Beginnings, where I've actually messaged a few leaders in the business. I know, Claire, you've done one for me, but there's a few people actually on my list that I need to work through. But it's just a simple group where we're asking leaders in the business to do a 2-3 minute short video about their business story, how they got involved, why they got involved, and what the business has done for them. And then we upload their video into the group. And then when we have potentials interested in the business, like even if it's just someone saying, oh, can you give me a bit more info on the business opportunity? Even if they don't reply back to the response that we give them, we can add them into that group. And then we will go and tag them into the video that is most relatable to them. Because I feel like when you tag someone, when you add someone into a massive group, like with loads of content, they won't know where to go. They could spend hours scrolling up and down, not knowing what to do with it. If you find a video that is most relatable to that person, then they're going to watch that video, and they can relate to that, and they can see how the business has changed so many people's lives in different ways. Another thing that really, really works for me with recruitment is I always, if I get into a conversation with someone about the business, I will always send them the Gen Y video. You can find it on YouTube. It's unbelievable. Like, I've been in the business 6 years and I still get goosebumps over it now. Like, it literally gives me shivers. Like, it's so exciting, it's so amazing. And all I say to them is, please, can you just take 2 minutes of your time to watch this video? If you have any more questions, like, I'm more than happy to help. But the Gen Y video is just literally unbelievable. Like, it really is unbelievable. Like, I can see nearly nodding. It gives me goosebumps.
It's GENY. So Gen Y. And do you know what, actually, just touching on that, somebody posted in the chat a minute ago just saying, you know, I don't feel like I've got the faith in the business because they're not the faith in the business, they've got no real business story. I remember when I first joined and recruiting for team, I used to get people messaging me, what is this thing you're doing? Like, what is it all about? I'm like, I don't really know, but I'm so excited. And I just shared everybody else's excitement and stories. And that's all you need to do. So getting videos like the Gen Y video, or looking on Tamila's page when there's people who's been promoted. Don't be afraid to share other people's promotions.
And spend a bit of time on YouTube. Like, honestly, spend a bit of time on YouTube, because videos do get posted on YouTube of like people speaking on stage at conventions, or Zoom calls get posted on there. Like, spend a little bit of time, like one evening, scrolling through it, find a video that you could relate to, that you can send on. Like, when I first joined the business, I didn't have a business story to share. I found people in the business that I could really relate to at the time, that I found massively inspiring, and I shared their videos and their business stories. And then that's how I first built a team, because I can't build a team if I don't have my own business story. Like, I wasn't earning huge money in the first few months of joining. So if you're new to the business and you don't have a business story, and you've only been in the business a couple of weeks, like, go and find someone that you can relate to in the business. And another thing that's massively worked for me, and honestly, if anyone needs me to do this for them, like, I will happily put my hand up and offer. But one thing that has massively helped me, and I'm not meaning like now get a message of like 346 people, but I'm just saying, one thing that's massively helped, like, so someone in my team has someone interested in the business but can't quite get them over the line and get them to join, I'll say to them, look, add us into a three-way chat on Facebook. They'll add us into a three-way chat, and I will voice note them, and I will share my business story with them via voice notes, because I might have someone in the business that's only joined for a month and 2 months, and she doesn't feel confident yet to share the business, because the business hasn't yet done much for her, because she's new to the business. So find someone that you can relate to. Like, there are leaders in this business that will bend over backwards for you. You just have to find them. Like, I know I have, Claire has, Millie has, that I know we all have done it for people that are nothing to do with our businesses or to do with our teams. And just don't be afraid to ask them. Like, even if you want someone to speak on a Zoom call for you, like, and you want to invite a few potentials on, do it. There will always be people out there that will want to help. But just like, also voice notes as well. I find that, especially if you're talking about the business, if you're sending voice notes, I find it a lot more personal. You can share the excitement in your voice. It's a lot more like building a relationship over than just hiding behind a phone texting. So yeah, I would definitely recommend those things.
I think it's a really good tip in what we do when we do team training, when we do team training days, is learning how to nail your story. You might be really new, but you've got a reason as to why you've started, and that is the start of your story. So when people ask what it is you're up to, oh, well, I started taking this product because, and this is how I feel now, boom, you've got yourself a little story. But it's just condensing it, isn't it? And, you know, putting it into a voice note, like you said, especially when you're on Messenger, like 2 or 3 sentences is so long in Messenger, and people want something quick, so a voice note is just absolutely ideal for this. Someone's asking what a voice notes, please. So there's a function on WhatsApp and also on Messenger. It looks like a little microphone. If you hold it down, you can just record what you want to say and then send your voice across. And, you know, they really work. Like you said, it's the real personal touch, isn't it? Do you know what? I'm sitting in my car and it's getting darker and darker and you can't see me. I'm like, we're gonna have to go in a minute. It's 20 to 10. So finally, listen, what are you excited for? I mean, obviously this is going to be a massive month end for you. I am literally beside myself, giddy. Why now? Why are you excited? Why should everyone on this call be excited for business?
I don't know, like, I just literally am so excited, not just for me and for my business and the success that's about to happen to me, but like for my whole team. Like, my team's promotions now are like going through the roof. I've had girls that have been in the business for 3-4 years that have been stuck at a position, or they felt stuck, and now their positions are coming through. My business last month ended on, well, just under 480,000 pay line. Like, I nearly have a £500,000 business. So yeah, I'm just like super excited. And do you know what? Like, people have asked me, like, do you think lockdown has changed the business? No, it hasn't changed the business, because the business has been going a long time, but it's made the business exciting again. Like, there is no better time now than wanting to earn more money. There's no better time now than wanting to lose weight. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I spent the most of my lockdown drinking cups of tea, eating Jaffa cakes and eating crap. Like, I think everyone did. Like, even now I'm trying to get out of the routine of eating Freddy's leftovers even when I'm not hungry. Like, there's a reason to join this business. And just get it out there, share it, be open, be excited about it. Like, I am super, super excited. Like, I've been at IMD level for 5 years, and now is my time. And I'm super excited for me, for my team, for everyone joining the business that isn't in my team, because now really is the time to join. Like, I can't even explain what is happening. In the whole 6 years that I've been a part of the business, I have never ever seen growth like it. Like, I really haven't. Like, and that's not just from my personal business, that's through everyone that I've spoken to that's been in the business for 5 months or 6 months. Like, they have all felt different recently. The growth is just unreal. And yeah, I'm just super, super excited. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for EMD for this month. I want a £500,000 pay line. And yeah, I'm super excited.
Yay. And do you know what? I think it's really important to remember, you touched on it there about the product and the business. You know, the company, the products have been around for years and years and years. Apart from the compensation plan changing for the better, and apart from some new ingredients and new products, everything is the same. So if you feel like you're stuck or you don't know where you're going, you need to look inwards. And someone, we had a great call last night at the Monday Motivation Call, and Charlotte Gibson mentioned, she said a little quote that Jeff Roberti said, and it was, get out of your head and into your heart. And that really struck true to me, because I spent a lot of time in my head thinking, you know, this isn't working because X, Y, Z, and blaming other people. And actually, no, it was me. So if you're feeling like you're stuck right now, don't waste tonight's call. There have been countless tips there to build your business, and there are still so many other things you can do. So keep getting on those calls, get on the Friday night PJ party, get people on the opportunity calls. You know, recruitment has never been so easy. We have calls every single night, every single day near on. There is something for everybody. You just have to invite people on, and whoever's hosting the call will do the rest. So your business will build massive for that. So go out there, make it happen. We've got 2 weeks left. If you're brand new, or even if you're not brand new and you haven't had a great start to your month, turn it around. You can absolutely do this. Girl, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, mate. And guys, go have a good 2 weeks and make month ends the month you get promoted. So thank you so much for joining us. Big love. It's getting darker, you can't see me, I'm gonna go. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.